For this application, I'm going to be applying the priming material over this previous repair that was done with liquid rubber or liquid roof. This area is of the top of my patio. I have a flat patio with rolled asphalt roofing, and what I'm going to be doing in this application is I'm going to be priming the first width row from the edge approximately here over to the first seam, which is about 3 feet. I'm going to be applying the primer all the way down to help stop a leak that I have along the edge where the original asphalt roofing meets the flashing. You can see down along the seam, I have done a repair in the past, only doing the first area right next to the flashing. And the part you can see about at this part, I have cut away the asphalt roofing to get a larger area for the rubber material to bond with the asphalt roofing, because this is where I had more problems with the leaks in the past. Down towards the end, I have a problem just due to the shape of the roof with some pooling water on top of the asphalt. By coating the entire first seam, or the first width from the flashing over to the first seam, I'm not going to have to worry about pooling water anymore, because your product will handle that with no problem. This roof has already been cleaned very well with the garden hose and scrubbed down with a brush. The area well into the second row is very, very clean with no loose impediments. I have cleaned and sanded areas where the old rubber roof was put over the primer, and I'm going to be applying the primer here. I'm going to start with the area that's over near where the house is. I'm going to start up here where you can see in the center. I'm going to start there. I'm going to go and cover this entire area again with the primer, and then I'm going to concentrate from the edge to the first seam all the way down the length of my patio cover. I'm also going to prime this area where the patio joins into a room, and I've removed the concrete tiles in that area, and I do not have leaks in this area at this time. Your product, when I applied it 4 or 5 years ago, has been very satisfactory in solving that leak problem. I'm going to recoat this, hoping to give myself many more years of a good sealed patio. This is the first area of application for the ProFlex primer. I'm using a short-haired, short-nap roller, and I'm going to cover up the area that I've done on a previous repair using your product. Seems to be going on pretty nicely. The area below it has been cleaned very well and sanded. I'm applying the ProFlex primer to a junction between the patio cover and the roof of our bedroom. This area has been a source of leaks in the past, and as a precaution, I'm going to put a second layer of the liquid roof over this area. I would say it's been probably 4 to 5 years since I did the previous application. We do not have any leaks in this area at this time. I'm going to be doing the whole bottom row of the rolled roofing as a precaution. So I'm just going to recoat this, make sure we have a good bond. Turn it off. In this situation, I'm coating the first row of my rolled roofing, and I'm working my way down the patio now, and things are going well. The product is going on nice and even. Shut it off. I'm still working on applying the primer, and at this point I have approximately half of the lowest roll of the asphalt roofing covered, and I'm working my way towards the other end of the patio. Things are going on very well. I'm making my headway towards finishing the patio cover. Again, the product is going on very nicely. I'm only going to be doing the last width of the rolled on roofing at this point. Turn it off. I have just completed the application of the ProFlex primer. Things went very well. Just starting the application of the final liquid rubber. I'm utilizing a handheld squeegee to spread out the material. And I'm using a roller and a brush to even things out. Things are going very well. I had to wait for things to dry out this morning. Had a little bit of dew present before I started the application, so I waited for everything to dry out. Going very well. Fantastic product you guys have. It works very well. Like I said earlier in my videos, I know because I've used it on my RV roofs.
How do you make it? With the highest quality ingredients and love. I mean, we definitely don't sing a lullaby for this baking.
I just finished the application of the liquid rubber over the top of the ProFlex primer on the very bottom row of my rolled asphalt roofing on a relatively flat patio with probably not enough grade to provide proper runoff. The product went on very nicely. I'm going to get a good adhesion on top of the primer, and I utilized a squeegee to spread out the product, and then a 1/2-inch roller on an extension so I could put quite a bit of pressure to get it rolled out properly. Things went on very nicely. Very satisfied with the result, and I'm sure I'm going to get good sealing on the lower section of my patio. I went right over the top of the flashing edge with a good amount of the liquid roof. This is a rooftop view of the completed project. Here's a quick shot of the tools that I used to apply the product. An old paintbrush is no longer usable, a 1/2-inch roller, and an old window squeegee with a pretty stiff edge on it. Again, I'm very satisfied with the way the end product came out, and I'm sure I'm going to get a very watertight roof.
in the